Good morning, Gateway Primary School. We carry on looking at compassion this week. We've seen in the series, we started off looking at unconditional love and compassion through prayer. This week, we're looking at how God shows us compassion by giving us a purpose. Now, I've got a question for us all. Would you believe me if I said that each and every one of us has been created for a specific purpose by God? What a powerful question that is. The answer I would give to that is yes, definitely. I believe God has created me for a purpose. And if you didn't know, today you know that God has a specific purpose that He wants you to fulfill here on earth. That is the reason why He created you and me. The book of Jeremiah, in chapter 1, verse 5, it says, "Before I formed you, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." I'll just read that again and let it sink in. Before I formed you, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Our story started long before we were even born. Okay? Long before I was born, God knew it. Long before you were born, God knew it, and He had His plans for us even before we came out of our mother's wombs. Now hear this. God can make something beautiful with our lives. God can make something so beautiful with each and every one of our lives if we trust Him, if we look to Him, and if we find confidence in Him. We see from Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, that Jeremiah had so many excuses when he was asked to do the Lord's work. If I ask myself the same question, what excuses do I have? Maybe, God, I don't have enough time. That Saturday, I wanted to go and watch a rugby game with friends. I'm so tired. I don't have confidence. I'm scared. Maybe you stutter. Maybe you think the way you look is not presentable to other people. Jeremiah had so many excuses, and we do the same in our own lives. But let me tell you something. If you don't have confidence, God knows each and every one of our faults. God knows our strengths. So confidence is nothing to God. If we look to God, if we trust Him, we can do His work. God had a special task for Jeremiah. Very special task. So, purpose means special task. Okay, God has a purpose for you. He has a purpose for me. And that purpose is special, just like He gave Jeremiah. God knows each of us, as I've already mentioned in that verse. It says, before we were born, He knew us. If a God can plan to such specific detail that before this person is born, He's going to do 1, 2, 3. The only person who stands in the way is ourselves. Okay? We disrupt our own purpose that God has set us to do. And we need to start trusting in God because He will never, ever, ever fail us. He will never give us a purpose that He doesn't think we can do. Okay? Yes, we have difficulties. Yes, there's some things that we think, not me. But with God on our side, we can do anything. Anything that He tells us to do, we can do it. The end of verse 5 has the following in it. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. This is the next thing that we're going to be looking at, is how we can use that purpose to help other people. So remember, God created us in His image, and He had a purpose for us even before we were born. The purpose is a special task that brings Him glory at the end of the day. And no matter what fears and excuses we have, they're nothing compared to the plans that God has for us all. So let's rest in that. Let's be encouraged and let's be ready to take on God's purpose for our lives. Have a good week. Cheers.